Right now, as far as development is concerned, we're just finishing up the Japanese version. I'd say we're approximately 90% finished. It's kind of tight considering the release date, but right now we're just working on fine-tuning various issues inside the game. Once that's finished, we're going to really put our hearts into getting the North American version ready. We've already started on it, but we'll really get into that at a greater level of depth as soon as we can. How I feel about the game and my own satisfaction level, I would probably say I'm about 90% satisfied with it. I think we've got a really, really strong product and I'm very happy with it. But with any project I've worked on, and I think most game developers will tell you the same thing, there's always that little bit of doubt. If only we'd done this, if only we'd added that. But I like that as a developer because that allows me to take that feeling over to the next project and really give it my all. So I would actually be kind of concerned if it was more than 90%. I'd say it's a good stopping point. We're fine-tuning it in the same way that we would most other action games. If you look at the way an action game would normally be tuned and checked, you would just play it over and over and over again because they're relatively short games. This is not a short game by any stretch of the imagination. It's a very long game, and it's a game with a lot of sort of side quests and little things to do that aren't necessary to finish the game, but you have no choice but to check. So basically, Kamiya, the director, and myself, and everyone on the team is just playing this game over and over and over. It's taking a lot of time, but it's really our only choice in making sure that everything is tuned the way we want it. So we're just playing it a lot lately, and that's what we're doing. We did not think of the celestial brush and then build a game around it. It sort of happened the other way around. Once we determined the art style was going to be this sumie style of brush painting, we thought, wouldn't it be great to actually draw the player into that, make them a part of it, and use this art style as part of the gameplay. So that's how we devised the brush system originally. In the game, there are 13 separate types of celestial brush powers. And at first, there was some worry in the team, among the team and myself, that perhaps this was too many, that they're too difficult to pull off, or if it was hard to decide when to use which, that it might be a barrier to the player, an obstacle rather than an interesting gameplay element. We thought about trimming it down to 5 or so, but the more I play it and the more we all played in the team, the more I'm starting to be very confident that 13 was just the right number. It's not too many, it's not too few, and I'm very satisfied with the way the system has turned out. Basically with the celestial brush system, we were looking to get the sort of system where a player would know instinctively what they were drawing, what sort of effect it would have. So we sort of leaned away from the sort of Japanese calligraphy style where everything is very rigid and decided upon, sometimes very abstract, and more into something that a player could easily grasp. For example, drawing the wind shape. It has a very windy feel to it, and the power slash technique, which is just drawing a slash over different items. So we just tried to make it as instinctive as possible, and I think there's a decent amount of wiggle room. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect for it to work, and we spent a lot of time trying to adjust that and get that set up right. The release date in Japan is April 20th. In the US, we're aiming right now for summer. I can't tell you anything more specific than that at this point. And the platform is the PlayStation 2.